So this is the latest Remnant Fly. This is just a little hopper pattern. I mean, it's very similar to a Chernobyl ant. I don't have the indicators up on top here, but just looking through my kit and saw a bunch of foam and rubber legs in there. These are some scraps from other projects and everything. It's a little bit larger, so this would be a great little warm water fly, but also for larger trout. But it's just a quick and dirty, simple little hopper pattern for when you want to fish some terrestrials. So that's the latest Remnant Fly. I'll get busy tying. I'm going to start this Remnant Fly with my hook and a vise. This is a Mustad R74 in a size 6. I'm pretty certain that's what it is. It might be an R75. It's a little bit long, but it is a 4x3, probably a 4x streamer hook, I think is all. And this is just a real quick little hopper pattern that I'm doing. I've got some black and green foam I'm just going to do, and some fluorescent orange rubber legs. Just going to do something really quick and easy. You could put a underbody on this if you want to. I'm just going to put some thread down, but if you wanted to put some chenille or something or dubbing, you could do that. I'm using a Danville, no, excuse me, this is not Danville. This is a Wapsi UTC Ultra Thread and a 210 Denier in a fluorescent orange. I'm using this for two reasons. One, I like the orange color for the underbody, as I mentioned, but also it's a fatter thread for dealing with the foam. If you use a real thin thread when you're crimping down this foam, often you're going to cut through it or you'll break the thread. So with this, I don't have to be as careful. Get a few wraps in, and then I can kind of crank down on it to cinch it down real well. I'm just going back and forth here just to put a nice orange coloring right underneath. If you wanted to, you could spin your bobbin counterclockwise as you're doing this to flatten it up. As you can see, I'm getting a lot more twists in the thread after coming all the way down and right here. So you could have you could untwist it a few times if you want, and it's going to be a thinner twist, or it's even going to be flatter. It's up to you. So I'm going to stop about the point of the hook, and this is where I'm going to tie in the first bit of foam. That is going to be the green foam I'm going to put down on the bottom here. You want to cut this so that it's about the gap of the hook. I'm going to try and smooth this off just a little bit here. I'm just going to clip off the corners here just to give me a little bit more of a rounded appearance to the back end. Try and keep those somewhat even. And I'm going to tie this in with this sticking off maybe about half a shank length, maybe beyond the bend of the hook. I'm going to get a couple of wraps in here to kind of collect that in and start pulling on that. Get a few more wraps to really get that secured down. You could put a little head cement on that too to secure it if you want to. Now I'm going to take two of these fluorescent rubber legs, separating these. I'm going to put these right up on top here and put another wrap in, maybe two, to secure that. Then I'm going to pull these to the outside. And now they're just sticking on the outside. This is just like if you've ever tied a Chernobyl ant or other hopper patterns. This is basically the same thing. It's just something kind of quick and easy. I'm going to trim the black, which is going to go on the back of this. Now, part of the reason I'm using the orange legs is it's going to help this to be a little bit more visible to you, the fisherman. Again, trimming those corners. You could also, if you have some foam cutters already for like a Chernobyl ant or something, you could use those. Replace this right up on top, same position. Couple wraps right around the middle, pull that tight. Another wrap just to secure it. Now I'm going to advance my thread up maybe a third of the way up the hook shank. And I'm going to cinch in that foam with a few 3 or 4 wraps. Folding that back, I'm going to advance up another third. This is just kind of making a little bit of that underbody on our hopper. I'm going to advance up almost to behind the eye of the hook. At this stage, I'm going to do just what I did in the rear portion. So I'll secure that in. Take my 2 legs. And if you wanted to, you could certainly put in, some more rubber legs in the middle. When it comes to hopper patterns, I don't think you can have too many rubber legs for the most part. Bring that black foam down. Same as before. Couple wraps, cinch that in, a wrap or 2. I'm going to fold this all back. Bring my thread right up behind the eye of the hook. And here I'll put in a whip finish. Trim away my thread. And I will put some fly tight right here where that whip finish is at, soak down in there, and I'm going to run some all the way down to the back here, and that's just going to help protect those thread wraps just a little bit as this is being fished and being chomped on by fish. I'm going to trim the front a little bit shorter than the back, maybe just about 1/4 of an inch off the very front. You could, if you want to, round off these pieces here. I'm not going to. This is going to give me a little bit of a lip on the front, so if I want to, you could wake this on your retrieve. See, you can cast this out kind of like a dry fly and just let it float down with the current, maybe twitching it a little bit to bring the legs to life, or maybe not. But at the same time, if you wanted to, you could let the fly line itself go down with the stream and get caught and kind of drag it along, which means you'll wake this a little bit. As it skims across the water like this, it leaves a wake behind it and it gets the attention of the fish. I'm going to trim these legs to about a shank length long. If you want them a little bit longer, by all means go right ahead. There's no secret formula to the length of the legs on these. I keep these on the sides so they more or less just stick out right on the sides. And there you go. So there's a quick little hopper pattern. I mean, you could even palmer a hackle, not palmer, but you could collar a hackle in there a little bit if you want to make it a little bushier or something like that. But there's just a quick hopper pattern with some leftover foam and rubber legs. Thanks for watching today. Thank you for joining me at the Vise today. I hope you learned a new pattern, at least a tip or trick here and there. If you'd like to help Dress Irons, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things for the video. You can also head out to dressedirons.com where you can buy flies, tools, stickers, and merch, or you can join a growing community over on Locals at the Dressed Irons Fly Tying Guild. You can also donate to Dressed Irons if you want through the link at the bottom of the description. I thank everybody for their ongoing support, as it really does help the creation of these videos. But what's important is to remember, only fly tying. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.